Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar has shot off a letter to Congress President Rahul Gandhi. In that letter, Parrikar says, and I'm quoting, "Yesterday, that is on the 29th of January, without any prior information, you called on me and inquired about my health." He further said, "However, reading media reports covering your visit to my office caused me great distress. It has been reported in the media that you have said, quoting me, that I was nowhere in the process of procuring Rafale, nor did I have any information then about it. I feel let down that you have used this visit for your petty political gains." That's not all. Parrikar goes on to say, and I'm quoting again, "In the 5 minutes you spent with me, neither did you mention anything about Rafale, nor did we discuss anything about it as well. Nothing whatsoever about the deal was even mentioned in your meeting with me. Paying a courtesy visit and then stooping so low as to make a false statement for petty political gains has raised in my mind questions about the sincerity and purpose of your visit." He then went on to reprimand the Congress leader further. "I thought your visit would give me your good wishes in that cause of serving our people. Little did I know that you had other intentions. And kindly do not use your visit to an ailing person to feed political opportunism." Now, this letter comes soon after Rahul Gandhi alleged that Manohar Parrikar told him during their brief interaction that the leader was kept in the dark by Prime Minister Modi about the changes being introduced in the deal and that he had nothing to do with the final decision.
Friends, the ex-defense minister, Mr. Parrikar, clearly stated that he has nothing to do with the new deal that was orchestrated by Minister Narendra Modi to benefit Anil Ambani.
That deal signed by Prime Minister Modi has been also attracting a lot of criticism. Rahul Gandhi had alleged that the deal helped friends of the dispensation, being vehemently denied by the government. These charges have been vehemently denied by the government. The deal was signed because India has been falling short of required aircraft. This information was submitted to the Supreme Court as well as part of the affidavit. The CAG report on that deal is also expected to be submitted during the budget session of the Parliament.
I think Mr. Gandhi could have avoided that because Rahul Gandhi had claimed that Parrikar told me that he had nothing to do with the final deal. Now that was a courtesy call. Everyone knows that Mr. Parrikar, who was defense minister, had to be sent back to Goa because BJP was not able to find a simple candidate because they had lost mandate and they had to resurrect a coalition of sorts in Panjim. So keeping those circumstances in mind, keeping the fact that it's a courtesy call, keeping the mind that the man is ailing, and suddenly the politics comes out of it, I think that is avoidable. But you know, my understanding is that since Lok Sabha elections are drawing close, I think these moral issues will not find any standing in public discourse. And I think since Rafale was not being discussed, perhaps Mr. Gandhi found this as an opportunity to kick this controversy in the air so that it is discussed. But yes, this Rafale issue is not going to go away. There is a CAG report which will be submitted in Parliament. CAG report is open to scrutiny by the Parliamentary Accounts Committee. And yes, there will be an uproar over it, whether it justifies the deal or not. Because the issue of Rafale is not going to go till Lok Sabha elections are settled.
In other updates, Russia has claimed to have no knowledge of a plane being sent to Venezuela to extract 20 tons of gold from the country's national bank. A Kremlin spokesperson said that they are not aware of any plans to bring back the gold to Moscow. The landing of a Russian passenger plane in Caracas has set the rumor mills on fire. The Boeing 777 belongs to Russia's Nordwind Airlines and has a huge passenger capacity. The plane, however, arrived in Caracas completely empty. The plane flew in from Moscow, a route that is uncharted for the Nordwind Airlines. Neither the airline nor the Venezuelan government commented on why the jet had flown into Caracas and why it was parked in a corner of the Caracas airport. Social media, however, was abuzz with various theories. While some netizens said that the plane had brought mercenaries, others claimed that the jet was flown in to escort Maduro into exile. Some social media users went a step further and said that the plane was in fact loaded with gold. Though none of the theories had any solid evidence whatsoever, the speculation has been a testament to the atmosphere of complete uncertainty within Venezuela. And let's get in further details now from our Moscow correspondent Julia Chapman. How exactly has Russia reacted to the ongoing political crisis in Venezuela?
Well, so far, Russia has certainly welcomed Maduro's approach when he says that he is willing to open a dialogue with the opposition in Venezuela. They say that dialogue is the way forward in this crisis, but they have certainly been supporting Nicolas Maduro throughout this ongoing crisis over the last week, and they've rejected the legitimacy of Juan Guaido, who has declared himself the president of Venezuela amid this ongoing protest movement down in the country. But the Russian government certainly is supporting Nicolas Maduro. Russia has a number of interests in the country, not least they've lent billions of US dollars in loans to Venezuela that of course they are hoping to get back at some point in the future. Russian companies are very heavily involved in oil production in the resource-rich country of Venezuela. But as you say, there have been rumors and speculation about how far Russia will go to shore up Nicolas Maduro's power or protect him in this ongoing situation. Last week there were reports that some Russian mercenaries were sent to Venezuela to protect Maduro, and today we're hearing that a possible Russian passenger plane was sent to Venezuela, and one Russian newspaper is reporting that there were crews on board this plane, but there were no passengers, leaving the question, why would this plane be sent to Venezuela? Reuters has reported that this plane usually flies to Asia rather than to Latin America, so this was a very unusual step, and reportedly the plane is sitting in a Caracas airport in the corner, being left untouched. So it's very uncertain why it's there, what's going on there, but there is of course some speculation that Russia has sent it in to help Nicolas Maduro in some way. What that could be, we don't yet know.
After a bloody reign under the Islamic State, Iraq is finally picking up the pieces of what's left and trying to rebuild the country. In one such attempt, the museum in the city of Mosul has opened up for the first time since 2014.
It's a rebirth of life and art at Iraq's most celebrated space of art. The Mosul Museum and its ancient treasures were destroyed by Islamic State jihadists in 2014. During its bloody reign over the city, the Islamic State had attacked the museum with sledgehammers and destroyed priceless artifacts. Now, for the first time, the museum has opened up a part of its complex to showcase works of 29 artists. The exhibition is titled Return to Mosul. Hundreds of art enthusiasts and local residents flocked to the museum's grand reception hall that has been restored. For now, only a part of the museum has been opened up. Most of it still remains closed. Scores of men, women and children walk through the hall to look at the paintings and sculptures that feature, among several others, the themes of conflict.
Unfortunately, the museum was destroyed, and today, after more than 3 years, we find in this same royal hall an art exhibit by Mosul youths, supervised by the Association of Fine Artists.
The war between the Islamic State and Iraqi forces has left Iraq in shambles, and its people are struggling to piece their lives back together. But these pieces of art are symbolic of the city's resilience.
This shows that the city is still standing, and God willing, there will be progress. War did not kill Mosul. On the contrary, it's living a full-on renaissance. God willing, despite obstacles, it will get even stronger.
The northern Iraqi city of Mosul was the brutal seat of power of the Islamic State till Iraqi forces recaptured it in 2017. The rebuilding of the Mosul Museum is proof that war didn't destroy Mosul. It's proof of a renaissance. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Imagine a town with several borders but no walls or fences. Bar-le is a Belgian touchdown that has 30 borders but no divisions at all. We take you on a short visit.
The residents of the small town of Bar-le are used to getting the best and the worst of two worlds, literally, as it is located at the border of Belgium and the Netherlands. This line separates the two countries, running through a town of 12,000 people. They have 2 local governments, 2 mayors, 2 postal services and 2 school systems. For businesses, the dual legislation is a big asset, as they are free to choose between Dutch and Belgian utilities. For example, Dutch Barle Nassau is the place to go for food, and Belgian Barle Hertog for cigarettes and gas.
The good thing is that everybody can go shop things where they want. They can go to school what they look for the best for their children. They can go shop in a Holland a shop, or they go to the petrol in Belgium. That's cheaper. The cigarettes are cheaper in Belgium. So people are moving over and they take where it is best. Yeah? Problem is that you have sometimes have to do things double. And for instance, with when your house is half Belgium, half Holland, you have to pay taxes in two countries and things like that.
Until the Netherlands followed Belgium into the Eurozone in 2002, locals had to even carry two different currencies.
You have to always keep in mind that that's a border, and you have people working for the Dutch company or for the Belgian company. So it depends on in which company they work. That means that they also have different holidays. For example, there's a Belgian national holiday, then the guys who work in the Dutch company, they will be here, and we have an advantage because there is always somebody in the company also on those kind of days. So we have, for the service, it's a good job that there is always somebody available to help our clients.
The 30 enclave patchwork that is Barle traces its history from medieval landlords exchanging territory but deciding to keep the most cultivated, profitable parts. In 1843, the main border between Belgium and the Netherlands was established, but the situation around Barle was so complicated that the border was left open until the 1970s, when it became a hotspot for smugglers. As neither Belgian nor Dutch national legislation provided for situations where a house could straddle national borders, the local authorities were forced to establish a front door rule, meaning that the property based its address on which way its front door was facing.
In 1995, by fixing our enclave borders, we have had a very special occasion. There was living an old lady, let's say 86 years, and the commission had found out that she was not living in Belgium, but she was living in the Netherlands. So they told the lady, you have to change your passport because you are living in the Netherlands. No, she said, I will never do that because I'm Belgian. So that was a big problem, and then the mayor has gone to the lady to find out what the problem exactly was, and they saw the situation, and the solution was so simple. There was a door party with one side the door, one side the window, and by turning around this frame 180 degrees, the problem was fixed, because then the door was on Belgium again and the lady was happy again.
So despite conflicts in the past, the locals are proud of their unique identity and enjoy the best of both countries. Bureau Report, World is One.